Today we're going to be running a JUND sacrifice list. Now today's deck was inspired by an opponent that I ran into on the ladder a few months ago, and I have not stopped thinking about this deck for a while now. Wanted to try it out myself, but basically it's a 2-card combo between Fable the Mirror Breaker and Demigoth Woe Eater. The Mirror Breaker will flip over to the Kiki Jiki side eventually and allow you to copy creatures, and those creatures come in with haste and they sacrifice themselves at the end step, which works great with the Woe Eater because when it sacrifices itself, it gains you 2 life, you draw a card, and your opponent discards a card. So it's a huge value train with the 7/6 body attached to it. So of course I stacked the deck with more ways to make that combo viable. Things like Circuit Bender and War Chief. Both cards come in gaining you life, and when they leave the battlefield get you some sort of value. So there's a lot to be had here as far as value in the Fable of the Mirror Breaker. And of course people are probably going to be targeting that Kiki Jiki when it enters the battlefield with removal. So we did add things like Zerial to give it haste when it enters the battlefield, so we can do the combo immediately, hopefully getting a little more consistent with that combo. The rest of the deck is basically what you would normally see in any sort of sacrifice decks. Very common cards that you would normally see, so I won't go through them as well, but there will be a full deck breakdown at the end of today's video, so stick around for that. And in the meantime, there's a link in the description below for the deck list, and if you guys enjoy content just like this, don't forget to hit the like button as well as the subscribe button. Both go a very long way and help support the channel, so thank you so much if you've already done that, and I'll see you guys at the end. Please enjoy the games. Be sure to check out the new Swayze shop that just went live. Get yourself a really cool community-inspired t-shirt, all while helping support the channel. Links to the shop will be down below in the description. And with that being said, enjoy the games. Peace. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be playing a JUND sacrifice deck. Now today's deck is going to be focused around the Fable of the Mirror Breaker, basically making copies of things. Mostly the Woe Eater and the Circuit Bender. Both fantastic cards that you're going to want to copy and get in with haste, because when they sacrifice themselves you also get some value off of them. This is a pretty neat little combo that I saw somebody run on the ladder you know, a long time ago. Actually, this is something I've been wanting to do for a while. I saw somebody run the Woe Eater with the Fable combo. Thought that was such a cool idea, so thought we'd give it a shot today. Been wanting to do this though, like I said, for quite some time. So here we go. Let's go ahead and get the Shambling Ghast out here, and then we'll pass the turn. And I already have audio issues. Shoot, I did do a few warm-up games, so that's probably why, but I'll reset the game after this to fix any potential audio issues. There was a big update today, but audio issues were not fixed, unfortunately. We have a pretty good start, by the way. Double Shambling Ghast with the Deadly Dispute, pretty solid start. Gets us a pretty good jump on card advantage and also mana, which is super helpful. And we find a Woe Eater. But nothing to pair it with just yet, so we'll probably just cycle this land here on this next turn and say go. We're not in any big rush right now. They haven't shown us much. They are Rakdos. They haven't shown us much of an aggressive game at all yet, so they don't have a 4th land drop. That's nice, kind of slowing them down a bit here. And the Opportunist though does draw them a lot of cards there, so there's a lot of value to be had with that card. Do I kill it? I don't think so. Oh, you know what? I should have played the Hive there. I should have thought this playthrough all the way before I decided to play that Green Source. I don't think I'm going to do anything. I should have thought that through and then decided to play the Hive instead and taken this turn off, because if we play out the War Chief, like let's say with Blitz, to draw a card and gain life and all that stuff, they are going to get value off of that because they do draw a card when things die. So I am going to regret that. So instead, I just allow the Opportunists to go out, not give them anything to target to kill, but they find their own target of creature to sacrifice and draw a card off of. I feel like I have to kill this. But it just feels so bad to play a Meat Hook for nothing. But I feel like it's their only way back into this game, because they're struggling to hit their land drops, you know? Alright. I don't want to eat my treasures for no reason, so let's just go ahead and drop another land here. Do this for 3. Feels kind of bad, but it is what it is. We get this dead. We get the Circuit Bender. We got all these 3 creatures are the ones we want to be copying with the Fable. Now all we need is the Fable itself, and then maybe a Zerial off the top. That'd be super great. All right, Hungry for More goes off. It looks like they don't have another play though. Let's go. I love this. All right, I think I'm gonna draw a card. Actually, you know what? I'm going Woe Eater and Circuit Mender. We're gonna force them to discard a card. We're gonna draw a card. Or yeah, I think I'm gonna draw a card. I'm actually just gonna eat the Circuit Mender, not the Woe Eater. I'm gonna hit him for 7 here. I think that's fair. And then we'll blitz the War Chief next turn, and then we'll have a 4/4/2 sack as well. A lot of value. Okay, that's tough. A lot of removal coming from our opponent here. We hate that. All right, we do find another Woe Eater though, which helps a lot. And then we still have the charm here, additional for some removal or for some card draw. Anything we want to do really. Even sacrificing their graveyard could be relevant. We'll see. All right, so the next turn here, I do plan on blitzing the War Chief through here. We sack this on the response. So do we kill the... we probably want to kill this Morbid Opportunist. They are going to draw a card though. But I think it's fine to open up the lane for, you know, a 7-powered creature to get through as well as a 5/3. It's a lot of value to be had there. Is it when another creature? One or more other creatures die. Okay, so they don't even actually draw a card there. Beautiful. Beautiful. See, if I blitz this, I don't actually get to play out the Fable, which is kind of the whole game plan, right? So change of plans here. We go Fable into the Circuit Mender here. Seems like a good idea. And then the game plan is fully locked in and online. A sweeper could be pretty annoying, but there's not a lot of sweepers that they can hit us with here. Meathook Massacre doesn't quite get the job done with the Woe Eater, but it would eat our other 2 creatures, which would be pretty sad. I can't lie. Hero's Downfall. Yikes. Okay, well, we're gonna have to just copy the Circuit Mender then. We ran out of options in that department. All right, that's fine. That's fine. I think we blitz this in. I think we just got to stay aggressive, honestly. Just stay aggressive. We're looking to close this game out pretty good here. So they're down to 3 now. This goes to 2. And we find a Zerial. That's so good. Okay. So even, okay, well, I mean, if they sweep the board, we are actually still in trouble because we need those creatures to stay alive. But we have Zerial, which can give the haste to the Fable. So, I mean, that would close out the game in itself because it'll be a 3-powered haste creature. But we've won either way. We won either way before we can even do the really cool stuff, which is unfortunate. But we had all the pieces, which was nice. But we'll take the W. Good W. All right, that was a very solid first game. Probably could have played it differently in a couple different spots there for sure. Definitely could have optimized my plays there. But ultimately, good game. Feel pretty good about the deck. I think it might be okay here as far as like... This is a weird hand here. If we find our 3rd land source, we do have a Fable on turn 3, which is great, but no interaction till turn 3 though is kind of slow. We do have, man, we do have the Fable and the Woe Eater though. I have to mulligan that, I think. I regret that now, don't I? I sure do. Wow, and then we get a 1 land hand. Oh man, this is not looking good. This is not looking good for you, boy. Not looking good for you, boy. Shoot. And that right there, ladies and gentlemen, I talk about this all the time. I hate taking mulligans. Hate it. Because I just feel like every time I mulligan, it only gets worse. And here we are, just eating the worst possible scenarios. I should have kept that first hand. I would have had to taken a pretty big risk on that first turn though, or that first keep, because that first keep would have required me to hit a land, and you can never really trust the game to provide those lands for you. If this was an on-tapped land, I would have held on to this to keep it from getting blown up, but in this particular instance, I have to play it. All right, cool. Thank goodness. Thank goodness. Such a sad day too when they open up with the Flame Blessed Bolt, which does exile, which means we don't even get to go to our sideboard. Just we were meant to lose this game, and that it is what it is. Sometimes that happens. We were just meant to lose this one. I mean, if we come back, it'll be a miracle, but so the first hand we mulligan because we need a land to hit our hand by turn 3, and that's not to include the other factor of if we were up against aggro, we would be dead before we even got the Fable down. And so I'd take a you know, a respectable mulligan there into a hand where we need another land to hit, but this particular land needs to be a specific color, which is red. And so we just took a hard L on those. But just like that, we come back and we find another card draw source here, which is fantastic. Yeah, I think we just passed the turn here, and we'd look to River Tears Charm to maybe draw some cards here. I would have used the Prophecy, but I think the Charm's a little better. If I would have Prophesied, found a land, played the Shambling Gas, that's definitely an argument to be said to have done that, but I think the River Tear Charm might be slightly better. We'll see. I needed to hit me a land, though, at least one. It could get countered, though. I didn't expect them to not play anything this turn. I do like that we made them use up a Spikefield Hazard, which clearly they needed for land here, which is great news for us. So they're slow on the lands. Man, I mean, this will be a pretty sweet game if we can navigate back, but I have no expectations on the W here. River Tears Charm, you know, is a great way to draw cards here, but it also could be a big downfall not holding on to this, because if this turns out to be some sort of like bombardment style of deck, you know, it might come back to haunt me. We'll see. Definitely gonna play the Circuit Mender out. We got to get as much value out of these cards as we can, because we're gonna lose it if we don't otherwise. And we might as well play the Shambling Gas, because we got the 1 mana to play it. All right, we've got some creatures on the board now. Opponents looking to potentially remove some stuff here, but their removals are exiling effects, which is tough for us. Could get hit with another, you know, Spikefield Hazard type of effect here, but I doubt it, because they would have cast it if they would have played it as a land. All right, so they big score. So this is a pretty dead giveaway, especially with this card here, that they're trying to get a Goldspan Dragon down, and then they're gonna just go for like some sort of infinite loop with the dragon, where it creates treasures, they big score, they create treasures, they big score, yada yada yada. They leer, they replay that card onto the Goldspan, and it hits for 100. It's a pretty common tactic that's been used a million times. Seen this before a bunch of times, so not that shocking. Wow, they don't have it though. They give me an opportunity here to maybe answer, which I don't exactly have the answer for. Wish I did, but I don't. No way to kill it. We're 1 mana shy of being able to meat hook that away, which would have been great, but I don't have it, can't play it, you know? You don't have it, you can't play it. I'm glad they used the Flame Blessed Bolt though on the gas. I mean, if they're going to be using cards out of their hand to just remove things like these Shambling Gas and stuff, I'll take it. It is, you know, hurting their hand a little bit. But they've got the Goldspan, they've got the treasures. I'm assuming they've got the Win Con in hand, which is this card. And now all they need to do is cast a bunch of spells, create a bunch of treasures, which won't be very hard for them to do now with all this mana to work with. I mean, if they eat treasure again just to burn my creatures, I'll take it. All right. It's just a waiting game now. Do we lose this turn or next turn? If we can survive this one turn, we might be able to get a meat hook off. I mean, it looks like we do survive, so. Nope, no meat hook, but we can discard to see if we can find another land. I need this Woe Eater, so I kind of have to play it out like this. You never know, man. We might be able to pull this back. We'll see. I doubt it, but we'll see. We get the treasure, so that's a good meat hook right there. But why do I have a feeling it's going to get countered, you know? So we have two options here. We can meat hook and potentially get countered, which I think the probability of that is very, very high. Or we play the Woe Eater, which avoids the negates. It avoids certain types of counters, which gives us a better shot of resolving it over the meat hook. And then we do have 7 damage to get through in the next turn, and we can sack, let's say, the Shambling Gas. So it'll be 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. potentially 11 damage getting through, and then if we can somehow blitz the work, I mean, I think the Woe Eater's the play. It's a long shot. They're both kind of long shots, to be honest, but I think the Woe Eater's the play here. The Woe Eater comes down, you know, it forces our opponent to discard a card, which is kind of helpful. We draw a card, pretty helpful. We sack the Shambling Gas, we get a treasure, which then helps us blitz the War Chief to potentially close out the game. We'll see, though. I'm just happy to be in the game. I'm happy to be this far into the game without having gotten completely blown out yet with, you know, the hands we had to start with. I'm really shocked. They had all the pieces. They had the big scores. They had the show of confidence, and they had the dragon. They just had trouble getting their mana to start this game because they were using their mana instead to blow up my creatures. I feel like they could have won this game a while ago had they played it slightly different, but I don't know. We don't know how they top decked. They could have got those cards in different orders. They might have just top decked this later into the game. But they are holding priority, so you know they've got something. And if it's a Fading Hope, we're just toast, I think. All right. Okay, I was gonna emote that at them, which I don't normally like to do, but there was nothing really happening there, so. All right, here we go. Moment of truth. I keep saying that, moment of truth every turn. It is really the moment of truth every single turn because it's like you just don't know what's gonna happen as far as the spells that they cast, because all they need is to get a few. Okay, what is going on? They're gonna replay it so they can play defensively with it? Oh, they burned down the house. Okay. That's a pretty good move. That does mean that we have to lose the Demigoth Woe Eater. Oh, it's gonna get hit with a spike field or something here. Okay, I mean, okay, fair enough. It's respectable. I guess I'll take that though. I mean, as far as how this could have been played out, I'll take it. That's a lot of cards being used out of their hand, so I'll take it. And then they, oh wow, okay, so that's their whole hand. No wonder they haven't been able to close out. All right, okay, okay. I'm still gonna blitz this. Still gonna blitz this to gain some life, draw another card, put on some pressure, and then we get a 4/4 out of the deal. And then on top of that, this will lose its Summoning Sickness next turn, which means we can just Woe Eater right away, and then haste it right away and get in. So we have a pretty good shot here, man. We have a pretty good shot here. Here we go. Another Meat Hook Massacre. Not great against this opponent, but let's see if they discard here. I'm sure they will, based on what we've been seeing. Doesn't seem like they had the greatest of hands. That's what I'm saying. I'm really confused why they threw away, you know, the cards that could really get them there. I don't know. Plus, they could have Voltage Surged their own dragon. They could have done a lot of things and then hit a big show of confidence, but I really like that deck, though. I mean, as far as like its playability back when it first came out, I really liked it at first. See, like that is so strange to me. They could have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They could have played out the Goldspan Dragon, and they would have had 3 mana left over. They attack with both of these, then they big score, then they start an infinite. Like they could have potentially hit that crazy loop right there. Obviously, it would have been a long shot based on the 2 cards you draw, but that would have been the move, I think. Well, they're thinking about what they're going to do here as far as their attacks go, because they can't get in with the 2/2 without it dying to the 4/4, but they send it anyways because they need the treasures, which means they have something pretty juicy here. If it's another big score, we're pretty sad. Okay, pretty sad. All right. Nice. They don't hit anything big there. Love that. Love that. No playable cards. No priority holds. We love it. I think we win. I think we win. And obviously they could have drawn a burn spell to hit my 4/4, but again, we get the Woe Eater in, it gains haste right away. Iteration. I mean, that is a lot of options here. Draw some cards. They didn't play a land yet this turn, so they could find a land and then potentially a pretty good spell here for 3. But I like my chances here. I think we're actually gonna come back and win this game, which is insane to think about. Anytime we can beat a Goldspan Dragon, it's a good day. The length it's taking them to decide on their decisions, or that's the same word in different ways, decide on their decisions. Anyways, you know what I mean. For how long it's taking them, it's a pretty good sign for us. Yep, there it is. Wow. Cannot believe we actually pulled that off. We didn't even get the chance to copy the Woe Eater too. We were just about to, man. We were just about to play the Woe Eater, copy, boom, they discard their last card. They die, everything. It would just would have been perfect. GG. Trying to be more disciplined with my mulligans, and that's what I get. But you know what? It worked out. Oh, I'm so sorry. Hold on. All right, we're good. Sorry. But yeah, man, we were diligent there with our mulligans, and it worked out for us. So maybe there's something to be said about that. Another hand where we probably should mulligan, but because we have the eye twitch early and we go first leading into the Woe Eater, I think we're okay here. I think this should work out okay. Are we in a rush to play out the eye twitch? Yeah, I guess we should. Guess we should. All right. Feeling good. Feeling good. Not great, but I'm feeling good. All right, so they're trying to ramp. Ramp into what that is, I don't know. Do we attack here? This has reach, so no. Play defensively, I guess. This could be a mono green build, or it could be a... Oh, it's a JUND build. I was going to say, or a Gruul build, because they like to play this typically with the treasure generating creature. Dwarf. What do we... No, I don't attack with anything here, I don't think. Come out there. Sorry about that. All right, next turn we have the Woe Eater. We're feeling pretty good about that. I could sack either one of these to keep it on the field too, to just kind of generate some power for us, but I could also sack it. I don't know. There's no great lines here. We don't have a great hand here. I would like to see obviously the Fable and the Mirror Breaker come down or something like that. They haven't really played anything either though. A 3 powered fireball to my face is not the scariest thing in the world. All right, do we prioritize playing this down so we can get out a Lulth on curve, or do we really want the Woe Eater out this turn? I don't think the Woe Eater is going to do a whole lot of damage with a bunch of pests coming out, so I think I'm going to prioritize the Lulth. Still no attacks, just kind of a stalemate here, which honestly stalemates kind of work in our favor. We do like the long game a little bit better, but there are some decks obviously that like the long game much better than us. But this particular deck, I mean, playing out the Sentinel turn 1 seems like they want to be aggressive, but I don't know. Ramping, obviously, treasures, okay. I just don't know what they're working their way up to here yet. They make a red source, okay. That's pretty annoying because I can't block that because it has trample. Wow, that's really annoying. Okay. That's rough because that just shuts down Lulth completely, unfortunately. We go green or red? Red, I guess? I don't know. Yikes. That's super lame. All right, we're going to play out the Woe Eater. Didn't want to do that. Should have played that last turn if we were going to be doing that, but we didn't know a 4/4 trampling flyer was coming into the play, which obviously gets right at the Lulth very easily. What do we want, man? I don't know. I mean, even the Riveteer's Charm for removal is not exactly fantastic in this spot. Fable, I think, is our best bet, man, just to get the copying going here and just getting some value off of it. We haven't seen the combo one time, which is really frustrating because if we have the combo down, like if this was turn 5 and we actually had the Fable already processed by this turn, you know, it's already a 2/2, we'd be generating so much value. It's not even funny, but we're just so far behind now without the Fable. Maybe I need to start prioritizing that in the opening hand more often. Sideboard. No exiling effects, unfortunately. But maybe we want to go get a prophecy. Something to go digging a little bit more. Seems fine to me. All right, we're gonna go ahead and do this. Kill that. Circuit Mender's not crazy bad, but it's not crazy good. Zariel's not bad either, but it's also not good. But I can then, I don't know. I need the Fable. It's Fable or bust in this particular situation. Circuit Mender comes in, gains us a bit of life. It also is a great tool for us to sacrifice to the Woe Eater. It's not looking good for you, boy. Not looking good. This wouldn't be a problem whatsoever if it just did not have trample. We'd be in such a good spot right now. Oh, okay. Yikes. Yikes, yikes, yikes. Okay, so now they got all the mana in the whole game. They've got all the treasures. Every treasure in the game. They own them all. Oh, wow, and they got Deadly Dispute too. Pretty cool deck, though. I've been wanting to make a Gruul Dragons-like type of a deck as well. Magda, that's the dwarf I was talking about earlier. It's kind of a meat hook now or bust kind of a situation, but even a meat hook doesn't even get the job done. Not with the 7/7 flyer. But we can block the 7/7 flyer though, at least a little while with the Lolth. But not exactly how I wanted to be spending these turns. I've been on my back foot the whole time just playing defense, and it's not been fun. Do we attack? I mean, there's nothing we can do in the air, right? So might as well. 7 damage is better than their 3 coming back to my face, so. But again, not a whole lot we can do. Even if we find, let's say, a Meat Hook Massacre, it doesn't exactly answer the Gnawbone. The Gnawbone's gonna have to be answered by things like our Riveteer's Charm, things like that. All right, well, we can at least make them, you know, discard their last card in hand when we sack the Woe Eater. Yeah, I figured they'd do something like that. All right. I can't really protect it from the 4/4 with Trample, so I'm actually super happy they send the Thundering Raiju that way as well, because that's just wasted value they could have been attacking me in the face with, which is a big deal because we're getting pretty close to dying here, so.
A setback, nothing more.
Yeah, at this point, I mean, I think I need the Meat Hook just to clear everything off the field except for the Gnawbone. I gotta try. There's no point in keeping the Woe Eater here. There's just none. We have to find something here. Okay, Fable, you came so late, man. Ugh, come on, bruh. Way too late to the game. All right, it is what it is. We got the Woe Eater in now, and we pray for a miracle. We have one blocker up top for the Gnawbone. We have a really good blocker down low for anything else that wants to attack. So we're definitely taking the 4, but that's potentially it. Interesting that they'd attack with the Raiju into the 7/6 here. Very interesting. They're just sending the whole team. They might want to put that on the Sentinel. They don't. Yeah, they're playing this pretty weird, I can't lie. They're giving me some pretty good blocks to make here. All right, now we just got to figure out what to do about the Gnawbone and the Blessing Sky. That's it. And then we've got, oh, I forgot about the Dragon Call here. Oh, and they get, oh man, that's gonna sack something, create treasures, deal that damage right to my face, huh? Yep, 8 right to the face. GG's. Pretty cool card. I like that JUND card a lot. It almost made the cut in our deck, but I mean, that was a tough game, man. It is what it is. On to the next. All right, I am determined to get this combo off, man. I am determined to get a Fable in the opening hand and to get the combo going. Fables in the opening hand, Woe Eater in the opening hand. We're keeping it. If we went second, this would not be as good because a turn 3 play as your first play is never really great. But in this case, it's gonna work out. It's gonna work out. The mirror colors, though, are we gonna get countered? I really hope not. All right, cool. As long as nothing stops me from playing this, I'm a happy camper. All right. Feeling good, man. We're feeling good. Opponent draws and discards. That's not exactly the greatest thing in the world, but it's enough to get there. Oh wow, they discard a Vanishing Verse, which is so good for us because that means they don't hit the Fable. All right, we get a Deadly Dispute, which can eat a treasure, which is great. We're gonna attack here. We're going to not attack here. All right, we're gonna treasure here. And resolve. Now I am tempted, actually. I am gonna play this. I wasn't going to, but I'm gonna play this because I need this dead. I need it dead, and it is now dead. Now they can't find their white source, which they were clearly struggling to find because they discarded a Vanishing Verse to try to find it. So we're feeling good. I have a feeling their hand is full of cards that have white mana and they can't use it because they made a bad keep. Welcome to my life. All right, in that case, I think we go with the Lolth here. No, you got a counter spell for this? That would be sad. No, they don't. Removal though? Probably. Yep. Oh, I was gonna say, yep, removal, but no. Okay, sure enough. Ah, the scoopsies, man. We were just, every time we're about to do the thing, no one lets us do the thing. GG. Yeah, I think killing that stowaway was pretty clutch because, again, I think they were just really looking for that white source. I think their hand was pretty unmanageable. Oh man, what a good hand if I had a black source. I'm rolling the dice on this one, guys. I'm sorry. I'm rolling it. I'm rolling the dice. I need a black source off the top, like right away. I need to rip one. Oh my god! Thank you, Arena, for coming through one time when I need a land. Thank you so much. All right, I feel so much better now. I feel so much better now. All right, opponents on Rakdos colors. Okay, pretty traditional Rakdos style of a deck here. I say traditional, but I don't really know exactly how that deck works. I'm not super familiar with because there's a lot of different iterations of it. It could be an Anvil deck, it could have Nixilis, it could be doing a lot of different things, and I'm just not sure what I should expect. It could even have Goldspan Dragon. I don't know what the win con of choice is for that deck, this particular one. But all right, so we're gonna sack the Eye Twitch. We get to go to the sideboard, and we also draw some cards. Now, with that being said, how do we proceed? Probably just with a couple of pests, right? I mean, a couple of pests to block the life total, gain some life, because they are pretty aggressive here with the Harvester. It's an Anvil. I almost got the Containment Breach. This close to talking myself into that, but opponent gets the Anvil, blow up the... Oh, shoot. They're doing the thing, man. They're doing the thing. All right, well, we go for the Fable. We follow the Fable up with the Zerial. Wow, they're doing the thing big time. Good thing for Deadly Dispute. We can find a Meat Hook Massacre, hopefully. Man, they are Add it. Okay, well, I think we just gotta try to eat some of this damage, right? Take care of as much of it as we can. Okay. What a top deck. Dude, the top decks have been so good. They've been so good. Sorry, I'm so tired. Okay. Top decks have been clutch. I think the easy meat hook here for 2. Easy meat hook for 2 here. They sack that, sure. They deal 1 damage, sure. All right, they got a reset. We also have a very good reset type of a hand here. We have, you know, the sham. Well, is it? Let's just do the math here. Next turn, we'll probably need the treasure. We'll probably need the treasure here. All right, that's annoying. That is annoying. Just off the rip, got their board built back up. Build back better, huh? Just like that. I think I have a pretty good board state here, though, to kind of protect the squad. And I've also got Deadly Dispute, which is nice. This will work out nicely, I think. This should work out nicely. I just have to do something about this because they just keep eating their own construct over and over and over, and they keep creating 3/1s. Okay, that's fine. They're just trying to fight back with the life gain mechanic and the dealing the damage. Just trying to even it out, which is respectable. Ooh, I was gonna say, really? Thank you. Did they already do that? At the beginning of combat, you may pay 1 turn to do sacrifice. Okay, so that only triggers. That only triggers at the beginning of the combat. Interesting. All right. So, if they don't have an artifact to sacrifice, then we'll be good to go, right? I think that's right. Obviously, the anvil can kill itself, but I still think it's okay to go this route and then just have them sack that because they've already done that once, right? Yeah, I think we're good. I think I did that correctly. We did. Okay, good. No more artifacts. Got it. All right, so now they gotta hope that they have an artifact in hand. So this is good stuff. I love this off the top. So good. Okay, we're chilling. We're not exactly doing 100% of what we want to do here. We're kind of getting the third string quarterback in here. But you know what? In this case, I wouldn't even call it the third string. This is actually really clutch. All right. Workshop War Chief. Don't tell me they have. Are you kidding me? 1 mana open and they had it. Unbelievable. I'm never gonna get this combo off, guys. I don't know what to tell you. It's funny too, because in the playtesting, I got the combo off quite a bit. We actually had one game go like 15 minutes and I was just spamming woe eaters. We had a game where we were spamming the circuit menders, but no one is letting me have my fun. Unreal. GG. That is going to conclude today's gameplay portion of the video. I just want to say before I break the deck down, huge shout out to everyone who's made it this far into the video. I do appreciate that so very much. It helps more than you know to stick around this long with the watch time here on YouTube. So I do appreciate that. With that being said, let's take a look at the deck because I really want to explain this one because it is quite a confusing deck, but also a very fun deck to play. And I'm really excited to showcase it. But basically, The combination that I ran into on the ladder, like I was explaining in the beginning of the video, is our opponents were trying to copy with the Reflection of Kiki Jiki the Woe Eater, and the Woe Eater would get us, get it 7 damage in, or try to maybe get chump blocked, whatever. But they were consistently trying to make me discard cards while they drew cards, which was super great. Obviously, gaining a little bit of life always helps too. This combination really intrigued me, so I was like, how can I make my own version of this deck? And that's kind of where we started this deck out, and that's where we kind of just took off. Like, okay, this clearly has to be some sort of sacrifice deck, something that gains us value through sacrifice, because Woe Eater obviously sacrificing itself, also needing other creatures to sacrifice, to it in order to stay on the battlefield. So of course we had to start out with the early game package that everyone's familiar with, the Eye Twitch, Shambling Ghast, and Deadly Dispute combo, which helps a lot in the early game to kind of get where you need to go as far as drawing cards, creating treasures, ramping up. It does it all. That 3-card package does it all, and we knew we had to have that in there. And then secondly, I knew I needed another win con, because finding the Fable, the Mirror Breaker with the Woe Eater, those 2 cards specifically every time was pretty unlikely. So I needed to make sure I ran 4 Fables. That way I drew that one as consistently as possible. And from there, I chose 2 other creatures to kind of go 3 ofs as well as the Woe Eater. So that way we can always have at least one of those to copy. And those 3 cards being the War Chief and the Mender. I think they were great value generating tools, because, being able to copy those. We didn't get to see a whole lot of it, by the way, today. I do apologize. I don't know why we were struggling so hard to get to the combo. It seemed like every time we got to the combo, our opponents were conceding. So, I mean, a win's a win and we'll take it, but it would have been nice to showcase it a little bit. But, bouncing the Mender a bunch of times or the War Chief a bunch of times, pretty busted. We're gaining life every turn. We're getting bodies every turn. We're drawing cards every turn. There's just so much value to be had. And also, I did hit the Zerial one time in playtesting as well that you guys didn't get to see, but you get the Zerial down, you get this down on turn 3. Turn 4 comes around, you get the Zerial down, and then turn 5, this flips, and you immediately drop one of these to copy. So by turn 5, if everything goes perfectly, your combo should be right on line. It should be going already. The Fable will have flipped over to the Kiki Jiki side. You give it haste, and it's already making a copy of something. Not to mention the treasures you gain from the Goblin. So there's a lot of value there, and it works very consistently, but just couldn't find it today. I don't know why, but it was just not happening. But that's how it's supposed to go down. And I think you guys get the gist and the idea of that, but I wish I could have just visually showcased it today in today's video, but we were a little short on time, so I can't continue shooting, unfortunately, another few games. But we splashed in Riveteer's Charm just for some flex, because we've run into a Reanimator a couple times, which just can exile their deck at instant speed, which is fantastic. But also drawing us extra cards in case we can't find a dispute is nice, and it doesn't hurt to kill some stuff. And then of course Lulth makes sense here, because Lulth also, gets loyalty when things die, so that can also generate a ton of loyalty. And then we just splashed into Furies, because if we can Fury like a Woe Eater to their face, also making them discard a card, there's a lot of value to be said and to be had there with that sort of play. So I thought that would be a cool little splash into the deck as well. And of course we top it off with 1 Hive, and the sideboard here is 2 Environmental Sciences, Basic Conjuration, Containment Breach, Pest Summoning, Introduction to Prophecy, and Mascot Exhibition. But yeah guys, I'm so sorry. Yeah guys, that was the deck in a nutshell. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. I really do. It means the world to me that you guys are watching the content, and we're kind of in a big lull right now with Magic, obviously with Standard not being very fresh, and it's getting into its most stale period of the year. So the fact that the channel's doing as well as it is right now, we're still consistently growing with subscribers daily, means the world to me. Like, you have no idea. I talk about it with my wife. I get super excited about it. So thank you guys for being part of that. I appreciate you guys watching the content, enjoying the content. I hope to keep bringing you guys banger decks every week, 5 days a week, but it might get tough. I'm not gonna lie, it's been getting a little bit tougher and more grindier every week to make these videos, just because ideas start to get scarce around this time, because we've kind of run the course of every sort of thing we can do, and I'm looking for really strange and fascinating things we can continuously do, but it does get tough. So hopefully the new rotation comes faster than I hope, and just it feels faster, so with that being said though, guys, I'm going to continuously try to bring you guys the best content I can. If the decks start to seem a little bit more meta-y, or we start to see a lot of sacrifice decks or control decks or whatever, that's why we're trying our best to stay on top of it all, but it does get a little tough around this time. So appreciate you bearing with me. And with that being said though, a huge shout out as always goes to the Marty Mob. If you guys don't know, these guys right here are the Mardu Mob. The Mardu Mob is a collective of people who, you know, have the membership program here on the channel, and they help support the channel monetarily. So gotta give them a shout out. They absolutely keep this thing afloat. They keep the channel pumping. They keep this dream alive. So thank you guys. I appreciate it. Every little bit helps, and every one of you guys is so special to me. So thank you so much for everything you do. I do appreciate it. And that will conclude today's video. It is Friday. Happy Friday. Enjoy your guys' weekend, and we'll see you guys back here for another one on Monday. Until then, peace.
Hit him 3 times like a hat trick. Yeah. The name is Swayze, no Patrick. If you play him, then it's tragic. Hit him with the mythic, yeah, that's magic. Yeah, MTG, that's what you'll see if you like and subscribe. With the upload, man, man, all of the time. Coming with the best decks, this is the meta. This ain't cheap.